The hardest things getting used to is just coming home and just realizing that like one of your parents isn't there, especially when you went your whole life with your parents, with both of them. You know what I mean? It's hard to just have them there and then 1 second they're gone. It was good growing up. Grew up with a lot of siblings. I got a little brother, Dennis. He's 19. Older brother, Corey. Another older brother, Lante. Oldest brother, Antonio. Dinner time was a hassle in our household.
He was a really good kid. Actually, you couldn't have asked for a better kid. Didn't experience really any problems out of him. He was always smart in school. He was always athletic.
And then our parents was always there. My dad came to every game. I played my little league down in the inner city of Detroit Pal. That was a really good experience for us. That was where I really learned to play the game. My coaches, little league coaches, I still talk to a good percentage of them to this day.
They were young and, they were raised up with their father. Their father was extremely involved. Like, it was nothing for me to ask for breaks. I didn't have to ask because he was very involved with them. So they were close. They were extremely close. And just, dealing with two young boys, accepting the fact that they won't be able to see their father. Their father won't be involved in their life for quite some time.
When I was in middle school, one morning, I got dropped off at the bus stop, went to track practice, came back from track practice, nobody was home. House kind of looked like tornado came through. Then later on found out that police came to our house, took my dad into custody. And then as time went on, it was hard, the initial shock. It was hard just finding myself.
It was really hard. It was hard, to have to explain to him once he got home from school that, it may be a chance that he may not see his dad, so it was hard.
I had to learn that there was really nothing I could do to get my dad out of the situation. All I could do is make the situation better for what it was. It took me about a year to understand. I say my dad going away was, I say, the tipping point. That was probably like one of the lowest points in my life. No kid deserves to go through that. No kid deserves to lose their parents for any time. My mom, my dad, my little brother, we all grew really close to one another, and we all used the situation to grow. My mom, she stuck by me and my little brother, and she made sure we had everything we needed. She's the glue to the family.
In the beginning, he kind of shut down. And I knew what it was from. We started, just sitting down, opening up about feelings. Me, him, and Dennis just sitting down and opening up with each other about the way we were feeling. And if it was something that, you wanted to talk about, feel free. Let me know. And eventually he started just talking and, being a little more open and interacting with his peers and football. And, I made sure, because I knew that was his passion, and I was not going to let that be taken away from him, because that is what he kind of buried himself in. That's what he kind of released a lot of, his issues or things that he was dealing with. He released it out on that field. So I knew I was not going to, allow that to be taken away.
That's when I learned what I could do on the football field, because I spent a lot of time training, working out, just putting my energy into other places. Even though I loved the game, it gave me a release that I could use it for as well. Obviously, it made my love for the game grow too, because it just made me just train more and put more into the game. When I was in high school, I started working in a group by the name of Peer Connections. Had the privilege of working with about 2 to 3 dozen students of special needs, and it was just amazing. That's when I started to realize that everybody's a person, you know what I mean? And everybody just wants to be treated like they're a person, like they're a normal individual. I had probably one of the best experiences of my life with a kid, Jared, and we were just playing basketball, and that's all we did. We had the time of our lives. Like, we had a blast. We both worked up a sweat. We were high-fiving. At the end of it, they were all looking at me, and they're like, do you know what you just did? Like Jared, like, he's like one of the hardest students to work with in the program. Like that was huge. And I was like, nah, honestly, no. Like, I was just playing basketball.
Oh, he really made those kids' day, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe he told me about the program, and I was like, okay, I can see you doing that, you know. And then I would go to the games, and he really made those kids' day. It's so surreal when I, you know, look at Antjuan. I mean, because he is a true diamond. Like, he is hard to come by. He really is. I don't know. I'm speechless sometimes. Like, kid, where did you come from? Where did you come from?
In the Holiday Bowl, it was third quarter, I think, like 8 minutes left, I want to say, somewhere around there. And running back leaked out from the boundary to the field. I saw it the whole way. I broke. Quarterback dumped it down to him as soon as he caught it. Hit him in his quads, but the initial impact caused my compression fracture in one of my vertebrae. I initially thought it was like my shoulder or something, because I got a little stinger and I had the wind knocked out of me, of course. So I blacked out on the hit and woke up looking up. That was probably the lowest, the hardest thing that I've been through. That whole time I'm being told that if I do one thing wrong, or if I sleep wrong, or if I do anything, my spine could collapse and I'll never be able to play football again, or I could move the wrong way and not be able to play the game again, or even come back and be healthy and not be able to play the game the same way. So I was not terrified, but I was skeptical. I didn't know if I could do it myself. It took me really long. It took me towards the end of my sophomore season where I was comfortable within myself, I'm back, I can play, you know what I mean, I can still play at a high level, you know what I mean. I had to prove that to myself.
He just brings a lot of energy, and if a guy's having a tough day or a rough day, Antjuan will be there to put a smile on their face and help them stop thinking about the things outside of football and help them focus on the football for the 2 to 3 hours we're there throughout the day so we can get better as a team.
It's not a shock that he is, you know, taking on such a big leadership role, or, you know, just being involved in the community. It's not a shock at all, because he stepped up to the plate with me, helping me with his brother.
It's now my pleasure to introduce Antjuan Simmons, MSU senior linebacker. Antjuan, would you please come forward? Antjuan, speaking on behalf of the football team, embodies what it means to be a Spartan. He doesn't run from a challenge. He's one of the unquestioned leaders on this team, and he was one of the players the athletic department reached out to when they wanted input on the selection of the next head coach at Michigan State University.
Being able to introduce Coach Tucker as our new coach, being able to do a number of other things, being on the anti-hate coalition and talking to Commissioner Warren, Just being able to do things like that is motivating. It makes me want to keep going and doing good things and representing the university, myself, my family, everybody in a good manner, and that means everything to me. You represent the name on the front and the back. You know, it's not just the name on the back. I feel welcomed here. I feel appreciated. I feel like I matter here, like I mean something, and that means a lot to me. So it makes me just want to do everything I can to make sure that Michigan State is better from the point I got in, or my jersey is left in a better place than what I got it in.
Nice being out here, and I have an awful lot of memories here, and getting to play and spend some time. Every time you come out here and you look at some of the banners that we were involved in, it's pretty neat to come to work here every day. I think for coaches, and what I've always liked, I like building a team. I like getting the culture right. I like getting the guys in the locker room, everybody on the same page. So I love the planning, I love the prep, and then, hey, at the end of the day, we get to watch the guys play hockey, and that's a lot of fun on game nights.
Whoop. I'll give you a better pass. It's year 4 for us. The most exciting part is just having to see our freshmen. We have 9 new freshmen, 10 new players total. Seeing how our leaders, our older guys, have done a great job for the last 3 years, continue to take each step and get the program take another step each year. And I think this year we actually have the depth and talent where we can make an impact, whether it's in Big Ten or on a national scene. Putting everything together and seeing them play games like everybody else. Being back in Munn. This is the best rink in hockey without fans in it. We're going to show that this year, and then eventually when we have fans back, blow the door off.
Off season was pretty different this year, as you can imagine. Not having much to do with COVID going on and limited workout times and whatnot, but when we got back here, it wasn't bad. At first, kind of just feeling things out with the COVID protocols and whatnot, and then once we kind of got into the routine of things and started working out as a team and whatnot, it ended up being fine, and we kind of adapted well, so I was happy with the way it went. At first, it was obviously different with 10 new guys compared to last year. There was only three new guys, and but no, I felt like freshmen and I guess Charlie picked our systems up pretty quick, and we kind of bonded pretty quickly as a group, and been there for the guys if they had questions or any concerns or things like that, and just showed them the ropes early on, show them everything that it means to be a Spartan.
Honestly, every time I go on the ice, it's a great feeling, but that very first time was something special. Made me even more excited to play that first game and get the season going.
I think they're a great class. I know it takes a minute to adjust to the speed mentally and physically of college hockey after you're coming from juniors, but they all seem like they're ready to go, and I think a lot of them are going to contribute this year and in the next 4 years too.
Probably our biggest strength right now is our returning guys and what we've been able to establish over the 3 years, and they've done a nice job. Then the freshmen, and we do have one fifth-year senior transfer. They've got a good idea how we want to move on the ice and move off the ice, and like I said, the culture has been strong with that. And we look at those guys, the returners, as they're part-time coaches, and again, that's how things operate on the ice, just as importantly as off the ice, and how we train, how we take care of ourselves in between, how we act in the community, how we act in the classroom, and those are big parts of it. And if everyone's on the same board, if you got the right people on the bus, things go a lot smoother. You're always excited about the new guys and see where they fit in. And one position that's real crucial in hockey is in net. Drew DeRitter is a guy who's got to make that jump, and had a great freshman year for us. And now that ball's in Drew's court, and he's had a good summer and a great fall, and he's taking a run at it, and that'll be very important for us.
We had to kind of do a little makeshift gym up here in our concourse, and honestly, it's been It's been great. Right after the skate, you get a little snack and you go lift up here, and Fork has done a really good job with everything, and the workouts are awesome, and I feel like I'm getting bigger and stronger every day here.
The strength and conditioning has to be a priority. Just the level of play that we're at, and the things that we want to do with our guys, and as hard as we want to work them. Coach Vorkapich did a nice job in terms of being creative and finding ways to keep guys working out. And as the summer went on, more and more things opened up depending on where guys were at. So they came back in decent shape. We really had a good July and August where they could work out, they could be on the ice and accomplish some things. And then once the school year started, we're able to get at them for 8 hours a week, and it's been good. There's a lot more planning, a lot more logistics, and not just having a set plan for everyone. It was kind of moving targets, but that was part of our job to keep that coordinated, keeping guys moving and focused on the right things.
Another year to get better as an individual and as a team, and during this year, which has been a year first for pretty much everybody, so excited to get things going.
This is definitely a different opportunity than any other season. We're looking to win the Big Ten season. We're gonna surprise the teams. We won't be surprised if we win the Big Ten. That's what we want to do this year. That's our goal.
I hope we win some games. I hope guys that want to score some goals. I hope the goalies get some shutouts and feel good about it. But I'd like to think my goals are a little bigger than that. And if we do the right things on and off the ice, if we teach these guys and mentor them, just when they leave, I hope they're really good young men and make the Spartan Nation proud when they're not here.
Obviously, the pandemic has been really interesting, I have to say. That's been something that's been a challenge for sure and a unique time. Right now, it's just about managing, and I think times have changed so much. Kids' schedules and the intensity of the sport.
This is my 5th season, and I've never seen anything like it. Like, we've always had fans, we've always, the football games, everything to prepare us for the season. The excitement, it just kind of seems like unreal.
And this will probably be my answer to everything this year, is taking one day at a time, because you don't know what's gonna happen with just everything that's going on right now. It's so up and down. You just gotta take one day at a time and keep a positive attitude and hope for the best.
For a while, we were working out in pods, and that's different when you're preparing for a season because you want to work together, like you want to have your whole team together. And I think it tested us a lot because you have to spend a lot of time working by yourself.
Really what we tried to do is set up not only in September more of an individual-based plan for each player. I think now that we've been able to come together, really give them an understanding of what's going to happen in front of them as best we can. Just trying to manage their energy, get in, practice what we need to, but at the same time give them a better understanding of what that week might look like. It's an interesting team for sure. We have a lot of new faces, so that always makes it exciting and new and fun. Also, they've done a great job, I think, of really trying to do what they can do within their power to be able to compete, which is, making sure you're socially distanced, have your mask on, understand that our athletic trainers and our medical team have done an amazing job putting us in positions to be successful, and they have a responsibility to that.
At all given moments, you have to be ready to play. And you have to be ready to play in low numbers because, like I said, this is a crazy year. We have no idea what can happen at any given moment. So the biggest thing for me is to just be ready when your name is called.
We're happy to have a season, I will say that. I think it's been a very challenging off-season like every program has had to face throughout the country. So we're no different than anybody, but certainly just trying to connect with the kids and make sure that our girls are taken care of, both from a physical standpoint and a mental standpoint. At the same time, trying to put a team together to get ready to compete.
Snap back to Penix, throws it left sideline. It is intercepted. Pump fake, and now he's going to be brought down. Thorne fakes a handoff, runs to his left. He's out across the 35 and the 40. He's at midfield. They're still trying to drag him down at the 40-yard line.
Big hit as a helmet comes off. Simmons.
Thorne chase, rolls to his right. wants to stop and throw. Now he will, and it's caught by Jaden Reed.